Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutire Nashtaprayeshu Abadheshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Hare Krishna. Today's Bhagavatam class is we are going to discuss verse number 31. This is from chapter 4 of the first canto, the appearance of Sri Narada Muni. I shall recite the verse. If someone is still not chanting and willing to do the chorus, anyone is ready?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, bro.
Varaha Prabhu.
Prabhu.
Is it possible to highlight the speaker?
I can do one thing, bro. I can pin it myself. Is it okay?
No. You are the host, you know. Normally, Varaha Prabhu, please take care that speaker is present on the screen.
Sure, Prabhuji. Now I have highlighted Prabhu.
I think no. You only can see, others cannot see.
Okay.
Host, you try. Host.
I have attached a pin, bro. Hare Krishna. So today we are going to discuss the verse 31, Canto 1, Chapter 4, verse 31. If somebody is free, they can repeat after me. Kim va Bhagavata Dharma.
Kim va
Bhagavata Dharma. Na prayane nirupitaha. Na prayana nirupitaha. Priya Paramahamsanam Ta eva hi achyuta priya. Priya Paramahamsanam Ta eva hi achyuta priya. Imva Bhagavata Dharma Na prayana nirupitaha. Priya Paramahamsanam Ta eva hi achyuta priya. Word to word meaning and translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Kimva or Bhagavata Dharma, devotional activities of living beings. Na, not. Prayana, almost. Nirupitaha, directed. Priyaha, dear. Paramahamsana, of the perfect beings. Taeva, that also. He certainly. Achyuta, the infallible, and Priya is attractive. Translation. This may be because I did not specifically point out devotional service of the Lord, which is dear both to perfect beings and to the infallible. Now, purport. It's a very small one, very beautiful. I'll read this. The dissatisfaction was being felt by Srila Vyasadeva. Is expressed here in his own words. Should I just try to let me share this, Prabhuji, one sec. Yeah, is it visible?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Okay. So the dissatisfaction which was felt by Srila Vyasadeva is expressed here in his own words. This was felt for the normal condition of the living being in devotional service of the Lord. Please, Prabhuji and Mataji, this line is very, very nice. Just listen to this carefully. Unless one is fixed in the normal condition of service, neither the Lord nor the living being can be fully satisfied. This defect was felt by him when Narada Muni, his spiritual master, reached him. It is described as follows. Let me stop sharing. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananchala Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapada Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagrijatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalitan Shri Vishakanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrineshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So another wonderful verse. Kim va bhagavata dharma na prayana nirupitaha priya paramhamsanam taeva hi achyuta priya. So if you see, we have been going through this wonderful verses. Yesterday we came to know Varaha Prabhu, His Grace Varaha Prabhu was doing. We came to know he is Asampanna. So Vyasadeva was, what was his feeling? Asampannaha, that is, he was feeling incomplete. Then Varaha Prabhu nicely explained how he was feeling lonely. And we also came to know, despite all his Vedic achievements, he was feeling lonely. Why was it? Because, and we came to know even that there are some countries which have, ministries given for this loneliness. Okay, but now, despite doing, all these Vedic achievements, there was this so much of selfless welfare he has done, how perfectly he had written that, but there was something lacking in that. Okay, what was that something lacking? That is what we're going to find out in this. Varaha Prabhu also mentioned, unless you come to know the Sat and Asat, we will continue to be in loneliness or incompleteness, unsatisfied. Okay, there will be a lack of love, lack of affection, and lack of deep relationship with the Supreme Lord. Now, how do we realize this? Will be revealed in this today's shloka. Okay, so Kim Bhagavata Dharma. I did not exclusively glorify Krishna at the end of the scriptures. Now, we will see this. We will at least try and see four or 5 points. Now, what did Srila Vyasadeva do? After feeling this, he did not immediately go up and ask. He first said, let me introspect, right? What did he do? He had written all those, for all the detailed scriptures which he had written. He had even divided the Vedas purely out of great compassion to the fallen souls, and created 4 great professors, asked them to propagate them to humanity, 18 Puranas, not 8 Upanishads, so many Mahabharatas, Ramayana, still having that incompleteness. Then he realized, he introspected, he contemplated I have written enough for those who have not yet qualified Gnana, who's following Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, all that. But then, did I do for those? What have I done for those who have really qualified? Those who are in the perfect, in the bhakti part, pure bhakti, those who really love God. He did not, of course, he's mentioned God in other places also, but how is he written about them more as an aspect of liberation? Now, that is for those who want to expect something in return. But what about those bhaktas who are, ananya bhakta? They don't need any motivation to do bhakti. Okay, they are the pure bhaktas. There is a in second chapter, ahetuki apratihita yayatma suprasidati. What is that? Devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted. For those, I have not sufficiently glorified the process of bhakti or the glories of Krishna bhakti. Is that the reason he started to contemplate? Now, contemplation is a very important aspect. Mathurapati Prabhu, our leader, keeps on saying many places that you need to contemplate, you need to reflect. You cannot run up to the Guru and saying, oh, what is the defect in me? You please tell me. Yes, surrender is nice, but before going to the Guru, or before, like how you go to the doctor, you don't just go there. You write down what are your symptoms, you prepare yourself and then go, so that when doctor asks questions, you can sufficiently reply. The same way, contemplation is a very important aspect. Okay, so glorification of Krishna was not sufficiently there. So Vyasadeva did not connect the people with this aspect, with Krishna, connection of the Krishna. That aspect with the people was missing. Now this brings out this brings us to what was Vyasadev's intention, right? What was the intention? Was the process correct? We will find out. So the first point was they've contemplated, introspected, and found an amazing answer. Now, what was the intention? Intention of Vyasadeva was absolutely selfless, right? But without the Krishna connection, he was unsatisfied and incomplete. Now, we will just try to make a small slide and see whether it is possible to, yeah. So, if just having the intention, oh yeah, is this visible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Okay. So the intention was great, right? Vyasadev's intention was that I want to do all this for selfless intent for the fallen souls. Now, here is an example. There was this person, you can see two beggars on the street, right? So if you think somebody who's going by had some extra alcohol in his hand, he gives it to this beggar, right? Both of this other person is giving money to this beggar, right? So we may have the best of the intentions, but what we are giving them is the key. Okay, now as compared to, we will in one of the lectures, Radha Gopinath Prabhu was nicely comparing it. See, now what was the intention of Dhruva Maharaj when he went there, when he went to seek the when he wanted to meet the Supreme Lord, he did some tapas. What was the intention? Intention was purely selfish there, right? The selfish intention was there, but because he connected to Krishna, that led to satisfaction and eventually selfless intention. Of course, Narada Muni is the one who guided him, but the point here is that even if your intention is selfish, but because you put Krishna in as a connection, then you will achieve the satisfaction. Now, Vyasadeva intention was selfless, right? But because he was feeling unsatisfied, as we found out that because he had not yet glorified the Supreme Lord, and that is the Bhagavata, that is the Bhakti Yoga, the pure unalloyed devotional service, glorifying Krishna, writing enough about Krishna, that led to his dissatisfaction or unsatisfied. Right now, this third point, which we'll try to go here, is that Priya Priyaha Paramahamsana. Now this is very beautiful. What is Priyaha? What is Priya for Paramahamsa? Who are Paramahamsas? They are exalted devotees. Now here it is saying they are what is dear to them. What is dear to them? And what is dear? That is for them pure unalloyed devotional service is dear to them. The next line says, Tava ta eva hi achyuta priya. Now, this is very interesting. I found this. That's why I told this line of Srila Prabhupada is so excellent. This process is not only dear to devotees, but also dear to Achyuta. ಇದೇನಪ್ಪ ಇದು ನಮಗ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ ದೇವರಿಗೂ ಇಷ್ಟ ಅಂತೆ. Let's see what it is. Krishna himself says, I have not I have this process is described. If this process is described in this book, that is Vasudev starts writing, I'm not thinking that if this process is not described in my book, how, see what a beautiful honest contemplation. This is why that contemplation is very necessary. If you honestly contemplate, Krishna reveals what is good and what is bad. Now Srila Prabhupada writes, unless one is fixed in normal condition of service, neither the Lord, we understand living entities are not satisfied. Here he says, neither the Lord nor the living being can be fully satisfied. How can not be Lord satisfied? Anyone is thinking on these lines? So beautifully it was explained in one lecture which I heard. He says, unless we fix in service, even Lord is not satisfied. When why is it Lord not satisfied? He's dear, he's waiting. When will this soul come back to me? How many times Madhurapati Prabhu has told this? Lord is waiting with his open arms, saying that this Janma is going to look at me. This Janma is going to look at me. No, we again turn our backs. He must be thinking, how many times I have sent the book distributors along with this? How many lectures have they heard? How many times I have sent His Grace Jagat Shakshi Prabhu to these people? His Grace Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj, I send them to these people. His Grace, His Holiness Rompada Swami Maharaj. I even sent Leela Sukadas from Estonia. Why are they not people meeting them? Why are they not seeking the route to come back to me? The Lord is very unsatisfied. Very. Okay. That is a beauty. So Krishna connection is more important than, we sometimes say we are not pure, we're not following the rigid, perfect system, perfect process, all the details we give much more important, but that is not sufficient. It's like iPhone you're having. I don't know, Malini Mataji's got the most recent one, iPhone 13 or 14, whatever it is, right? If you have all that and if you do not have a Wi-Fi connection home, then what is the use? Whereas even a simple small phone, the old Nokia, which has got a great network connection, is the best. So the third point is that you have to have the, even the Lord is not happy if you are not having the Krishna connection. That's a beauty here. We are anyway not happy. But here, look at how Lord is mercifully described here. I mean, this line shows that even Lord is not happy. Now, the last point. So, if you normally, if you do some activities, the whole world will glorify you. It is the aspect of how you do it, or why you do it, kind of a thing, right? But here, Vyasudev had both of that intact. Right, he had the why, he had the how to do it, all that is there. But as I described in that particular picture, that you could be this incident was particularly mentioned in that lecture, that one beggar who was as it is fully drunk, right, and he had this few extra bottles in his hand, goes and gives it to the beggar, and to be kya yaad rakhega types, so selfless service, he's thinking, I'm giving free liquor, that is very good. Now, why that particular? I remember our own state. There was one of this famous actor who had left the body. He was again son of one of the other famous actor, right? Considerably at an young age. And on his Remembrance Day, I don't know whether it was within that 15th day or something, they had given, distributed food for about 500 or 1,000 people. I was told they had taken a big ground. And what did they do? They slaughtered, I don't know, won't even mention that, over 500 odd animals. Now they was thinking that was selfless service. They were very proud. The people who was telling me that said, all right, they gave food for 1,000 people. That is why I'm saying that what did they do? The why, the how is all fine. But what did they give? Did they give the Krishna? Did they give Krishna? That is the one which is missing, right? If that is missing, it's nothing but sense gratification. I heard Srila Prabhupada had told the story that there was this girl, her brother had got typhoid. So the mother was very carefully taking care of him. And I think she had gone out and the brother was missing all those prohibited items, some oily items, some spicy items. So the brother asked the sister, can you, I'm missing all that. Can you give me? Maybe the sister, out of love or compassion, all that mixed, she said, oh sure, mother is not there, I'll give you everything. Okay, so obviously she gave all that. The boy ate, maybe he was satisfied, but what was the end? It was disastrous. The boy died, right? So Srila Prabhupada used to say that this was selfless service done with good intention, but what was the outcome? It was disastrous. So that what factor, that key aspect of what is that which you are giving is very, very important. You cannot proudly say I went to this place, I did this dana, that dana, but what did you give along with that? What was your intention? Did you give a Krishna Prasadam? Did you do Krishna Prasadam dana, or did you do book dana, which was Bhagavad Gita dana? That is the way which is important. That aspect of Krishna connection is very, very important. Now, to confirm this Vyasadev's doubt, his guru appeared there. And of course, further, what did the guru tell Vyasadeva? We shall find out from the next verse. To hear from that is why we keep saying such an important aspect of in our life, in our spiritual progress, is to get that bija from the guru. He always comes into play. How important it is to receive the guru's instruction will be kind of explained by other senior leaders. I would like to end this, keeping time in the mind. So just to summarize, we came to know, in this particular verse, we realized that Srila Vyasadeva introspected, contemplated, and found an amazing answer, which means Lord will reveal through when you really honestly contemplate, Krishna will reveal. Well, first point. Second point, we found out that intention is fine, but what we do, that Krishna connection is very, very important aspect. Now, the third aspect we found out was that even the Lord is unsatisfied. He's unsatisfied, saying that, when are you going to come back to me? I'm waiting for you, like a father is always waiting there. And the last but not the least, your entire world might glorify you for your selfless service. But again, coming back to what you give, did you give Krishna? That is the missing factor. And you have to get this clarification from your guru or the leader whom you have. By saying this, I will just end this couple of points today. If there are any other points, others could just chip in and share with me. Otherwise, Prabhu, please let me know if anything other points I missed. Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu, for your wonderful class.